This video will show you how to use Connect Manager to configure and manage your LumiraDx instruments. LumiraDx Connect Manager is a cloud-based website and mobile app which allows you to remotely manage instruments, set up users, as well as monitor test and quality control results. Log in to Connect Manager using the Organization Access Code provided by LumiraDx Customer Services and tap Validate Access Code. Enter your username and password to log in. To add a new workgroup, the Organization Administrator must log in to Connect Manager. Select Workgroups to display the list of existing workgroups. To create a new workgroup, tap the blue plus sign on the Workgroups page. Enter a name for the new workgroup and add a description if required. Select Apply Changes. To view the settings, instruments and users of a workgroup, select a workgroup from the list. Tap Users, Instruments, or Settings for more information. An Organization Administrator can edit or create a new user by logging into Connect Manager. Select Users. Tap the filter icon to filter the list of users in view. To create a new user, tap the blue plus sign and enter user information. If a new user does not have an email account, use the slider button at the top of the screen to set a username and password for them. This feature is only available if an organization has multiple users with no access to email accounts. Select whether the user needs to be an administrator from one of the following options under Connect Manager roles: None, Organization Administrator, or Workgroup Administrator. Indicate whether the user is an instrument operator or an instrument administrator, and assign them a workgroup. Select whether enforced training compliance is required and the training expiration date. Tap Apply Changes. Once a new user has been created, an automatic email will be sent to the user's email address. This will contain their initial password, which will expire within 24 hours. If a username and password has been set for a user by an administrator, the user will be required to change their password after their first login. Administrators can disable or enable a user account and reset a password by tapping the Action menu. The instrument operator training status can also be viewed from the home screen. This is split into active users who are within their training expiration date, about to expire users who are within 14 days of training expiration, and expired users who have passed their training expiration date. These users are unable to perform patient tests until their training has been updated. User accounts without an email address will not be notified if training has expired. Administrators will need to monitor the dashboard and notify these users. An organization's instruments can be designated to particular workgroups. This enables the organization to restrict the use of any instruments to certain departments. To update an instrument's general settings, the organization or workgroup administrator must log in to Connect Manager. Select LumiraDx Instruments. Select the instrument to be updated, then tap the Action menu button and select General Settings to view and edit. Enter a name for the instrument. Select the workgroup to which the instrument is to be assigned. Tap Apply Changes. There are two ways to view patient and quality control test results. First, select the Test Result tab in the menu. All entries are shown in date order with the newest at the top. Results can be filtered by surname, serial number, workgroup, test type, and date range. Tap Apply Changes. Results can also be exported to a CSV file if required by selecting Export Results. The second way to view instrument test results is to select LumiraDx Instruments from the menu and choose the instrument whose test results are to be viewed. tap the Action menu button and select Test Results. Select Date and enter the date of the test results you want to view. Select Test Type and the test results will display. Tap the test result for more information. Results can also be exported to a CSV file if required by selecting Export Results. Tap Settings to update the time zone and contact details for the organization. Once the settings have been updated, tap Apply Changes. Connect Manager allows the organization administrator to configure the organization's quality control policy. This feature can be turned off or set as mandatory, ensuring that if the quality control has expired, users are unable to perform a patient test. Advisory, so that if a quality control has expired, a warning is displayed on the instrument. Users can acknowledge the warning and proceed with the testing. Or finally, mandatory with override. This setting ensures that if the quality control has expired, users are required to either run a quality control test or override the expired quality control policy and run a patient test by entering a comment to explain the reason for the override. Organization administrators can also set a quality control policy by lot or by type. By lot requires a user to perform a quality control test when using a new test lot. By type requires users to perform a quality control test when using a new test type. To set a policy interval, move the policy interval slider to On. Enter a number and select Tests or Days to determine how frequently a quality control test is required for each lot or test type on each instrument. Use the slider to determine if a quality control test is required for each new lot of test strips. This defaults to On when the policy is set to By Lot. Tap Apply Changes. Each workgroup is set to the organization's quality control policy by default, but the settings can be overridden for an individual workgroup within the workgroup settings.